Hello everybody. In the current affairs this week, the week ended 25th of May 2025. One of the important news on the financial front this week was US bond yields on its 30 years bond rose to 5%. This rise in the bond yield on a long-term paper of the US signals a weak economic sentiment for the US economy in a long run. The reasons for this weak economic sentiments are, firstly, and the most important, the US federal debt at a huge 36 trillion US dollars. The fiscal deficit this year in the US is expected to be 7% of its GDP. Just to draw a comparison with India, India's fiscal deficit for the year 25-26 is expected at 4.4% of India's GDP. Moody's has downgraded the US recently. Moreover, there is a weak demand for US government securities from institutions and from several forex reserves of several countries. The forex reserves of several countries used to have a very substantial portion of its reserves in US government securities, but progressively, since last at least few years, the percentage of its holding in US government securities is on a decline. For all these reasons, the US stock markets reacted negatively. Nasdaq and S&P 500 both declined this week by around 2.5%. Obviously, our area of interest will be how will this rise in the US 30-year bond yield and a weak economic sentiment in the US impact India. Markets outside US starts getting allocations for at least some portion of the investments which were presently focused in the US. So when it comes to investments by institutions outside of the US, one of the prime market outside of US which can attract investor attention is obviously India. Hence, India could see a steady and meaningful allocation of global investment flows in the times to come. The Indian stock markets, by and large, on a weekly basis, were unchanged. Gold in India was up by around 3.5%, and silver in India was up by around 2.5%. This is all for this week. Thank you.